Lucy, the Eternity She Wished For is a visual novel that asks the real questions. Would you f*** a robot? This is one of those games that I've picked up in Steam sales of years gone. I've always been intrigued about the concept of having android partners, for reasons. The story is set in 2050. The world hasn't advanced too much technologically with one exception. There are androids. The androids are less intelligent than humans, they can only perform relatively simple tasks, and they don't really have any emotions. Our protagonist despises androids, but his robophobic beliefs are challenged when he discovers a discarded robot at a scrapyard. One that's different from the rest. Lucy Valentine. Wow, Korean English is just as cheesy as Japanese English. Anyway, Lucy Valentine has emotions and is just as human as you or I, except for in appearance. So yeah, it's basically Bicentennial Man, except with a cute anime girl instead of Robbie Williams. The game does have multiple choices in it, but there's only 2 endings, so they don't really have much effect on the story. It took me a little over 5 hours to complete, which is a welcome change. The visuals are, well, nothing exceptional. The backgrounds are very generic, albeit well drawn, and the character models have that kind of fan-made project look to them. However, I did like the look of the UI and menus, and overall, the visuals are very consistent, so it looks fine, it's okay, you know? The music takes a rather simplistic approach at times, with some songs only having 1 or 2 instruments in them. The simple ballad, folk and pop compositions with an Eastern twist will be all too familiar to anyone who's played a visual novel before. There's a couple of standout tracks at the end of the game which kick you in the emotional bollocks, so to speak, with their cheesy MIDI string lines. VNs almost always have really good soundtracks, and Lucy is no exception. Some songs are better than others, and it never really wowed me, but it's not bad by any means. As for those of you who want to jam their knob in some gears, well, unfortunately this game's about as PG as it gets. I think Frozen has more sexual innuendos than this does. But really, the meat and potatoes of a visual novel is its story. Lucy touches on some philosophical questions about artificial intelligence, but really, it's a love story focused on a small group of characters. The philosophy is quite light and elegant, but I feel like I've been spoiled by other games like Nier Automata on the same subject, and it's not really the focus of the story anyway. It's a love story, and a okay one. I must admit, I felt something in the tiny shriveled prune that resides where my heart once was when I was playing this game. The pacing wasn't terrible, the characters were pretty boring, but they had some decent development for the story's short length, and the plot was about as surprising as me spending another Friday night alone. But I'm not really alone because I have you, right? To be. Whenever I review a VN like this, I feel like I'm shooting a puppy dog in the face. It looks up at me with its puppy dog eyes and good intentions, then I blast its head off with a big old "it's okay" rating, like Doomsguy blasting the head off of Demon Spawn. I just can't see myself remembering this visual novel in a week, let alone a month or a year's time. It's not a bad visual novel, it just never sucked me in. It's not a page turner, so to speak. I feel like the story is trying to have a meaning, a message, a moral, but it never really finds it, and it ends up feeling a little empty as a result. But wait, I did learn something. That I'll totally some robot pussy. If you want more visual novel reviews, make sure to subscribe to me, Some Internet Pleb. Or if you're afraid of that kind of commitment, you can just give me a like or a thumbs down, or leave a comment and tell me why you don't want to subscribe to me. I want some bloody explanation going on here, mate. Hope you enjoyed the review, and thanks for watching. See you next time.